Okay, I'm back and I want to talk to you about Chapter 7, Section 3 on customized entertainment. I hope you guys are doing well. I believe we're 5-6 weeks into our situation now with the pandemic, and I know everybody out there has been subjected to a new style of learning, and I hope that these individualized section readings per chapter will help you, give you something to look at, something to listen to before you go and do the open-ended assessment. Hope you guys are active, you're busy, you're doing well. Try to get yourself out there, get some exercise. It's always a good idea. I'm on page 183 on customized entertainment, and some of the goals or objectives for this section. Define customizing and describe the financial impact of baby boomers on the entertainment industry. Some of the key terms: customizing, impromptu, and tiering. Okay. This is the opening act on page 183. We took a look at a Bloomberg case study on Irvin Johnson earlier in the year, but there's a couple questions, and I'd like to read through it. For more than a decade, regional corporations have been building cineplexes containing as many as 30 screens in suburban areas. Magic Johnson, a retired basketball legend, created Magic Johnson Theaters as a way of counteracting this trend. Johnson chooses the location of his theaters based on the economic needs of minority neighborhoods. And in February of 2004, 5 theaters were open, one in each of the inner cities of Cleveland, Atlanta, Los Angeles, Houston, and New York City. Johnson wants his theaters to be community centers, focused on the distribution of a personalized service to a market segment. Concession areas are stocked with food and beverage that appeal to minorities, and customizing allows marketers to promote to a specific segment of the population. So I'm at the bottom of page 183, customizing products. One of the first steps in developing the marketing mix for a particular entertainment product is to collect marketing information about the consumers of the product. Once information is gathered about the needs and wants of the various consumers within a market, product marketers can customize products or services to the tastes of their target audiences. Customizing is changing a product that fits the needs or wants of a particular market. In Southern California, Killer Entertainment provides live, impromptu, or spontaneous and changing entertainment based on audience reactions. Killer Entertainment and similar organizations present theater productions aboard dinner cruise ships, and at parties. A production can include audience participation in a comedy, drama, or murder mystery with a lengthened content suited to the viewers in the event. The performers improvise by changing the content based on the audience's reactions. By understanding the audience, entertainment can be customized for its taste. I'm on page 184. Local television, American style. Current product planning for the majority of national network television shows takes place in Los Angeles. Planning and production of shows are expensive and require a large viewing audience to attract advertisers to cover the production costs. Local television programming, on the other hand, may be of little interest to viewers nationally and may attract only a small number of viewers. Local shows are made at a fraction of the cost of nationally produced shows and are customized to the local market. With fewer costs, shows require a much smaller audience to earn a profit, and therefore financing is simplified. If a locally produced show is a hit, it can be duplicated in other localities or syndicated and shown nationally. Much of the local television programming in the United States has fallen out of favor with major networks. Often, it does not attract enough viewers to draw advertisers and cover the costs of production and broadcasting. Broadcasters have determined that nationally syndicated programs attract larger audiences. Cost-cutting efforts on the local level and consolidation of television network ownership have narrowed the scope of local programming primarily to newscasts. For local programming to succeed and attract advertisers, the knowledge of the market segment interest is required. Marketing information about potential customers provides direction for the entertainment. I'm on page 184, Children's Programming. The first generations of American youth that grew up with TV watched local or locally produced programs developed specifically for children. Local news anchors or weathermen often dressed up as clowns and to host the shows. Children became great fans of hosts, such as Birmingham's Cousin Cliff Holman or Cartoon Clubhouse. The hosts often had a strong influence on children that parents pressured broadcasters to prohibit the hosts from personally endorsing children's products. Many advertisers subsequently lost interest in sponsoring the shows, and the lack of advertising led to the downfall of the locally produced children's shows. I'm at the bottom of page 184 with sports programming. Sports programs had generally been broadcast on a regional level until cable and satellite television changed the distribution system. Now viewers can watch their teams through either regional or sports networks or national sports networks via cable or satellite, sometimes on a pay-per-view basis. The cost of sports programming have soared in direct proportion to the excessive salaries of sports figures. Sports teams have pushed some of the cost of salary onto the national television networks. The networks in turn have pushed the cost onto the cable and satellite subscribers. ESPN recently enforced rate hikes as high as 20%. So the rising costs of cable have attracted the attention of the Federal Communications Commission, which has proposed tiering prices for sports programming. With tiering, sports channels and specific sports programs will be offered outside the basic cable or satellite package, so the consumers who choose them will be charged additional fees for the premium service. Regional sports networks have always been a basic service in the past. Thus, cable providers do not consider the tiering of regional games as a good option. I'm on page 185. Programming prices are often directly related to the number of viewers, and alienated local viewers may find alternatives to the service. And just finishing up the section, public TV and radio. Viewer and listener-supported television and radio stations generally have as their mission to entertain and educate their audiences. They are usually nonprofit organizations financed through grants, corporate donations, and listener contributions. Much of the programming is created locally and tailored to the viewers or listeners. The stations know their audiences and work to please them. Public TV and radio stations with similar audience interests, often purchase and broadcast the best of each other's locally produced programming. Okay, I'm going to stop here, and eventually I'll finish up with the rest of the section on marketing to the baby boomers. We'll talk about that here in the next section. Thank you.